Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Africa. We will be starting up in the next 2 minutes. Please let me urge you all to please put your call on mute so that there will not be any form of interruption from any of us, so we can all enjoy this section together. Thank you, and I'll be back in the next 2 minutes. Good evening, Africa. Good evening to our guests. Good evening to our forever business owners. Today is going to be a good day. My name is Theophilus Osehimime, and I'll be your anchor man for this evening's Zoom call. On this call, we have the trainers, Dr. Elizabeth Riwa, medical doctor all the way from Tanzania. And also we have Ada Ejiofor, a chartered accountant, and also a proud forever business owner. And also we have Funevi Anthony Bello, a coach and also a forever business owner. Today, we will be talking about living beyond breast cancer. As we all know, the month of October is the month of breast. So the first on this call that will take this training, living beyond breast cancer, is a doctor. While after the doctor takes her section, we'll have a brief testimonial from a survivor, and then we'll have the questions and answers section, and then we'll wrap it up with the business section. So, without wasting much of our time, I would like to quickly introduce our guest speaker for today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Dr. Elizabeth Riwa from Tanzania. Doctor, over to you.
Hello, thank you so much. Just 1 minute, I'm just handling a technical issue in just a minute, but I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Ada, for the invite, especially on this Breast Awareness Month. I'm happy to be among the speakers who are going to share with you guys today. I don't know where you are listening to me from, but I am from Dar es Salaam. I am in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Excited to be with you guys. Please, you can even type on the chats, where are you listening in from, wherever you are. I know this is something for West Africa, but again, all over Africa. We have people listening in from different places of Africa. I see Rwanda there. Welcome to this call. And you can even take a minute and invite a friend who you know has not yet logged in, because there's going to be value for them as well on this talk today. I see Nigeria, South Africa. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and welcome. Just 1 second while I sort things out, and I will go straight to sharing what I have prepared for you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. Please, let's keep sharing on the chat section where we are all listening from as we wait for Dr. Elizabeth to share her slide. I'm seeing Namibia, I'm seeing Kenya, I'm seeing Nigeria, I'm seeing the United States of America, I'm seeing Ghana, I'm seeing London, I'm seeing Kigali, welcome, Botswana, you're welcome. You're welcome, Burundi, you're welcome, Uganda, you're welcome. Let's just be rest assured that today is going to be a very wonderful evening. Nigeria, Kenya, from Orlando, Florida, you're welcome. South Africa, wow, that's quite interesting. It looks like we are all represented all over the globe, across the continent. Mozambique, you're welcome. Burundi, you're welcome. That's quite interesting. All the way from Dubai, wow. Namibia, you're all welcome. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. From Ghana, you're all welcome. Yeah, I see Nigeria having the knowledge to live above breast cancer is key. So today we'll be getting massive knowledge so that we can help ourselves, help our friends, help our relatives to live above breast cancer. Wow. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Just to say again, for the sake of those that just join us, we have these programs in this particular sequence. First, we have the doctor to take us through the theme, Living Beyond Breast Cancer, and after which we'll be having a breast cancer survivor to give her testimonial, and then we'll have the questions and answers section, and then quickly we'll move over to the business segment. With that, we'll be wrapping up this section. All right. So quickly make the calls for your friends, for your guests to be on this call, because you wouldn't want anybody to miss out on these very relevant informations we will be sharing with you today. Please, if you're joining this call, kindly put your phones, your devices on mute. We have all the way from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, all the way from Côte d'Ivoire. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's good to have you here on this call. Okay. While we're waiting for, oh, perfect. So Dr. Elizabeth, are you ready?
Yes, I'm fully ready. So sorry for that slight delay and the mix up with technology. I'm so ready and excited to be talking to you guys. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and learn, not just for yourself, but probably for another lady, another woman that you know, who will totally benefit from this knowledge that we are going to share here today. And I'm also very excited to continue learning from a survivor that we're going to hear from. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere until we finish this full presentation that we have prepared for you guys. So like I said, my names are Elizabeth Riwa, like it shows on the screen. Professionally, I'm a medical doctor, and I'm proud and excited to be a part of this amazing business. Of course, you'll hear about the business presentation later, but my part and my core passion is literally talking about health. I love health. I love helping other people get good health and also get knowledge around how can we take better care of our health, because I believe most of the time we leave that responsibility to our doctors. And the bad thing about it is, as doctors, and I'm speaking as a doctor myself, we are not taught to be healthy, to help people be healthy. We are taught to help people get rid of diseases. But trust me, diseases are not born just in one day or 1 year. There is a lot of things that we do in our day-to-day that contribute to how healthy we are. So if we don't have the knowledge of how can we be healthy, even the doctor will not help you. So I'm here as also a health consultant, someone who can help you educate yourself more about what you can do behind the scenes before you even go to the doctor, before you even get that disease, so that your body is able to be healthier. And there's no better probably topic that we could be speaking about this month than breast cancer awareness, because we are in October and the last day of, around the end of October. And of course, breast cancer, I believe all of you guys who are listening to me here, you have come across it in one way or another. You have come across breast cancer. Probably you know someone who faced it, or you know someone who was diagnosed with breast cancer, or even someone who died because of breast cancer. So we are here to get ourselves well informed about why is it such a big deal, and what are the factors, what are the things that things happen, what can help my body heal to whatever issues that is going through. So I know we all know what cancer is. They say it's the worst C word ever. We are all so afraid of that word. And it's a diagnosis nobody wants to hear the doctor tell them that they have, because there's a lot of things that is around them, especially when it comes to mortality. It's something that has a lot of mortality around it. So when you hear of cancer, most of the time you hear as if it's a death sentence. But as well, you'll hear from a survivor here, it's a fact that it doesn't have to be like that. And as we are progressing in technology and all that, we have ways that you can be able to survive and become a survivor and beat this disease, no matter how bad or ugly it is. Now, the first part that we're going to talk about is to first understand what is breast cancer. Why is it such a big deal? It is a big deal because it's among the top 3. Actually, it's the second leading causes of death in women in the world we live in today. The first one being heart disease, but breast cancer is the second one. And among all cancers, it's among the leading causes of cancers in the world. Just a few places where lung cancer is causes a lot more death than breast cancer, but it's ranking there among the top 3 all over the world. So it means it's something that we cannot stay in the dark about. And it's not just affecting women, it's also affecting men. We have men who are dying because of breast cancer as well in the world, over 400. But you're talking of thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands around the world in a year who are affected by this disease. And most of the time, we usually have that understanding that if I don't have a family member who had breast cancer, it means I'm okay. I don't have a big risk, so it means I won't get that disease. But we see 85% of people getting breast cancer with no family history. It means there's a bigger factor. There are other factors that are playing an even bigger role than just having a family member who had breast cancer, so for you to get breast cancer as well. So what can we do differently? What knowledge do we need to have so that we can position ourselves? It's all about the matter of balancing yourself. It's not that there is someone who will 100% be fully doing only the healthy things, but with awareness comes change in habits, change in lifestyle, and you can see how you can be able to control your risk and lower your risk. So the first thing we'll talk about a lot is the risk factors. What are the risk factors for breast cancer? What are the things that can increase or things that can decrease your risk of getting breast cancer? Of course, we know if you're a woman, your risk is higher than when you are a man. And as you get older, the risk increases, especially around 50 years of age and older, your risk increases. And we have the risk factors that you cannot change. You cannot change your age. Even if you look young, you can look 20 when you're 50, but still your age will be 50. So it means your risk factor will increase as you age. And you cannot change your gender. And of course, we have other factors like genetics and family history. If there is someone in your family who died from breast cancer, especially if it's a very close relative, let's say it's a sibling or it's a mother or it's a grandmother, it means you have a higher risk of getting yourself breast cancer. But you also have genetics. Just mutations, we call them changing in the DNA of your cells that could put you at risk of getting breast cancer. And this is something you can taste. You can get tested at the hospital and know if you have that mutation or not. But of course, that is among the risk factors. It doesn't mean if you have the mutation, you must get breast cancer. No, it means you have a higher risk, but it doesn't mean you have to get it. But of course, your breast density as well, it counts. Now we are moving to modifiable factors, things we can do something about. You cannot do something about when you started your puberty, because early puberty and late menopause as well increases your risk of getting breast cancer. So you cannot control that. It's just something that happens to you, probably based on your lifestyle or how you were born. But we have modifiable risk factors, and we are going to focus more on there because you can do something about it. We can change when it comes to our lifestyle. Heavy drinking, alcohol use as well is increased to very higher risk of breast cancer. Hormone imbalances, I'll talk more about that in just a bit. But also reproductive history, we are talking about for how long are you breastfeeding? Or probably when did you start puberty? And how has your periods continued to be throughout your reproductive age until when you reach menopause? And we'll talk a little bit more about that just in a bit. So when you speak of the risk factors that you can control, okay, we'll go into that just in a bit. But the factors that you cannot control, if you menstruate, you start puberty before the age of 11, which again, as we age, as our lifestyles go, as the years go by and our lifestyles change, we see kids getting puberty earlier than 11 years. A lot of them, because I remember back then, most people used to start puberty around 14 years. But now it's going lower and lower. Even 9 years, people are starting puberty today. But also menopause later, it means you are increasing your risk. Also, if you are using hormonal therapy, this is something you can change. You can do something about it. You can stop using them. So it means it will increase your risk. If you don't have a child until you are over 30 years old, again, sometimes you cannot control that. Probably you just don't have you have not conceived, or probably you have not gotten a baby even after conceiving. So if you don't have children, or if you have not started breastfeeding before the age of 30, it just also increases your risk. So let's go to the things that you can control. Keeping your weight in check, early screening, eating well and exercising often, and monitoring your lifestyle. Those have a lot to do with lowering your risk. Now, if you are overweight and obese, it means you are increasing your risk. No exercise, a sedentary lifestyle, your risk goes high. Drinking a lot, more than one alcoholic drink. If you take just 2 alcoholic drinks a day, you increase your risk multiple times. Okay, and of course, we have other factors. We call them carcinogens, like radiation and things like that. So all these are things that will naturally increase your risk of getting breast cancer. Now, they recommend that if you breastfeed for at least 15 months in your lifetime, not in one pregnancy or in one baby, at least 15 months in your lifetime, you can significantly lower your breast cancer risk. So for people who are around reproductive age, or you are planning to start getting pregnant or getting babies, breastfeeding will help you to be able to reduce your risk of getting breast cancer later on in life, okay? And of course, when you speak about these risk factors and the things that we can do, we have a very big factor of hormonal factors, a very big part that they play, hormonal factors in breast cancer. And that is why we have few cancers that are very much tied to hormones. One of them is breast cancer, but of course, even uterine cancers and cervical cancers, they have a very big correlation with your hormones. Now, when it comes to hormonal factors, we have three main hormones that contribute to a higher risk of breast cancer. The first one and most important being high estrogen levels. We'll talk more about that. But again, higher estrogen, estrogen is something that we know for women hormones, we have estrogen and progesterone. And estrogen is the one that causes the monthly buildup of your uterine wall. So what it does, you can call it a growth hormone. It's like it encourages growth. And that is why a lot of it can encourage your body cells to overproduce more cells. And that is what cancer is all about, is when your body is producing more cells uncontrollably. And then they can create a tumor, we call it cancer. Now, high estrogen levels in your body, it's not a very good thing. It means it can increase your risk of you developing cancers. Progesterone is the one that kind of depletes that growth. It causes you to go back to normal. Now, as we age, the estrogen goes high in our systems and progesterone go low. And that is what causes a lot of issues, of course, when it comes to our body's ability to fight and to be able to be okay and get rid of issues like risk of breast cancer. The second one, it's about insulin resistance. And I'll talk a little bit about it, because if you're hearing insulin resistance for the first time, it's just what causes diabetes type 2. And that is why there is a big correlation again between diabetes type 2 and cancers, especially of the breast, because how we eat, how our bodies behave every day, it could cause something, our insulin to not be easily used in our body cells. Why? Think about how you eat in the morning. Think about how is your lifestyle the first time you wake up in the morning. Most of the time, we eat a carbohydrate-based diet. And you have been on a fast throughout the night as you were sleeping. And you break the fast with a high-carb diet. What does that do? It allows your body to build up in its glucose levels, in its sugar levels. And what does that does to your system? It tells your body, give us a lot more insulin. We need to lower this sugar down. And they give a lot of insulin. Your sugar goes down. And it goes down sometimes even to less than normal. Around 11 a.m., you start feeling hungry. I need to eat something. You eat something that is, again, carbs or a lot of sugar. It causes another surge of your blood sugar. Insulin goes, a lot of it comes out. It means your body is overstimulated with insulin. And when that happens, you could get to insulin resistant, where your body cells' abilities to take up insulin and to use it effectively, it slows down. And that is a whole metabolic syndrome. We call it a metabolic syndrome. It could lead to diabetes as we know it. It could even increase your risk of breast cancer. Another one that is very important is the stress hormone, cortisol. High cortisol levels, they usually come around when you're stressed. And especially for women, you could be in a position where you get stressed a lot. And it's very easy to hold on to that stress and think as if you have to be stressed to be productive in your life. But being stressed for longer periods of time is just increasing your risk, because that cortisol as well, it increases your risk for breast cancer development. So these three hormones, we have to keep a very close eye on them. How can I put them in check? How can I make sure I don't have excess estrogen levels in my system? And you could be asking, what are the signs? What could mean that I have a lot of estrogen? Now, like I mentioned, as you age, your progesterone goes down. And that means your estrogen continues to stay up very easily. And this could be the signs or the symptoms that you could be feeling that could be telling you that your estrogen levels are high. If you're so much craving for sweets, which is like happening to, it has happened to everybody I know, every lady who is listening to me here. So if that thing keeps coming back all the time, check your hormones. If you get weight gain, bloating, mood swings all the time, sometimes even up to depression, if you don't have a lot of energy, you get a lot of you are irritable all the time, you get nervous, anxiety, all those are signs probably your estrogen is high. Sometimes it could even lead to fibroids, and sometimes even your very sensitive breasts. It could be even not around your period time, but your breasts are becoming tender and sensitive. And sometimes you have irregularities in your period. You could have a low sex drive. You could not be feeling it at all. Or sometimes you get recurrent headaches. Could be signs that your estrogen are not in balance. Your hormones are not in balance. Now, your breast cancer risk, we know it needs your estrogen to be high. So it's important to control the hormones, our hormones balance, because we know by doing that, just by doing that, you are reducing your risk significantly. But remember, we have things that are called xenoestrogens. What does that mean? This is purely things that we could be putting in our bodies by eating them or applying on our skin, or in any way they come in contact in our bodies and they behave as if they are estrogens, but they're not pure estrogen. They're not pure that hormone. But when they're interpreted in your system, they mimic estrogen and they cause the same disruptions. We have a lot of them in all the things we use in our homes and cleaning products, the things that probably even the processed foods we eat. Sometimes even the foods, probably we have some chicken that are fed hormones. And when those things get in your system, they mimic hormones in your system and they can cause the same issue of too much estrogen in your system. Sometimes medications, they could cause that. Hormonal therapy, oral contraceptives, for whatever reason, they could cause estrogen dominance in your system. But of course, apart from those specific things that we know of, age and things like that, the things we eat, the things we don't eat, like I have just mentioned here, they could be playing a very big factor in how your hormones are balanced or not balanced in your system. Like I said, what you apply, it takes only 26 seconds to get to your bloodstream. You have applied a lotion, probably a perfume. You don't know what is in there. Most of the time, we don't read labels. And it could have some impurities that when they go to your system, they mimic hormones, they mimic estrogen, and they could cause the same disruptions. So we have to keep an eye. What are we using? Because we could be causing a toxic overload in our systems from what we eat, what we put in our systems every single day. Now that toxic overload, again, it will just emphasize and continue pushing up the hormonal imbalance. But of course, we have different conditions. Menopause, you go through a period of pregnancy, or when you're breastfeeding, your hormones could go up and down. It could cause that imbalance. Your drugs, probably you have some medications that can cause that, other diseases as well, overweight and obesity, and I'll talk about this again, and also stress. All of these could be factors that could cause hormonal imbalance in your system. So you can say, why bother? Because hormonal imbalance issues, the symptoms, they're very easy to ignore. Probably sometimes you're getting the mood swings, or you get the headache, and you can say, probably I'm just tired. I'll just take a Panadol and sleep. But you will ignore the core reason why you're getting that. You will ignore the core reason, why am I craving food? Why am I craving carbs and sugars all the time? Or acne, you have skin issues that never go away, and you never go to the doctor and check your hormones, because that could be a reason why you get that. Because these things are easy to ignore for most women, they go unnoticed. And life goes on as usual, and you don't correct that hormonal imbalance. But let me show you what I discovered a few years ago, and it caused me to be extra serious to talk about hormonal imbalance to women. Why? Look at this chart here. It's talking about your breast cancer risk and what contributes to the biggest percent of you increasing your risk of getting breast cancer. We know if someone has a family member, your risk is higher, but only by 20%. If you get environmental factors, let's say radiation and a lot of other carcinogens in your system, it increases your risk by that 80%. But estrogen imbalance, excess estrogen in your system, will increase your risk by 97%. That is close to 100%. you're increasing your risk just because your hormones are not balanced. Now they say fat cells are estrogen making machines. And that is why overweight and obesity goes very closely hand in hand with hormone imbalance. Because when we put in a lot of weight, we have a lot of fat cells in our system, they'll continue making that estrogen. And even if other factors are not at play, you still could get that estrogen overload in your system, increasing your risk by 97%. So ladies, you're hearing me now. Don't take hormonal imbalance just lightly. Take it seriously, because you know it's contributing to the factor of you being affected by the second leading cause of death among women in the world today. Now, what can we do differently? You could look at this hormonal imbalance thing and see what factors will cause my hormones to be okay. What can I do? We have natural methods, a lot of natural methods that you can do, a lot of lifestyle changes that you can start making. It is known as a fact that if you have a lot more vitamin D in your system, your hormones will be more balanced. And vitamin D is among the vitamins that are very easy to be deficient in your system without you knowing. And of course, we know the benefits. If you have, they have done tests and have confirmed, for people who are deficient on vitamin D, their breast cancer risk is even higher. So just by that, because it's controlling hormones as well, that is why it has that big correlation with your breast cancer risk. We have omega-3. We know maca to be very beneficial when it comes to hormones. There is just tea berry, coconut oil, basil, fenugreek, together with exercising. Those are some of the natural things that you can use to help put your hormones back in order and in a balanced way, okay? So another thing that is very important for you to ask yourself is, it's not just about one factor that you should do your part in. You know, I usually love to say that God has given us choices. Yes, we pray for good health. We pray for lack of diseases in our families and in ourselves, but are you doing your part? Because you can't starve yourself morning to night and pray for God to keep you alive. You will die at some point. The same way, if we don't put in our bodies the right things and expect diseases to be far away from us, we'll be lying to ourselves, because God gave us choices. I usually love to say he gave us burgers and he also gave us broccoli. What will you choose to eat? That will determine your direction when it comes to your health. So eat well, cleanse often. I'll go deeper into these things as we keep going. Hormone control, I've talked about that as well. Weight control, we have seen the impact of your weight in hormonal imbalance and also in cancer developments and things like that. Early detection, and together with fueling up, adding your body, giving your body the best when it comes to antioxidants. We'll talk about what antioxidants are and why you should get them in your system every single day. So ask yourself, are you doing your part? As we finish this talk, ask yourself again, how can I do my part better after this knowledge that I've gotten here today? Because it's not just about cancer. Cancer, of course, we know is the leading, breast cancer especially. We are talking about it today because it's the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But of course, it's among the leading causes of death. But listen to me, for women, the leading cause of death today as well is cardiovascular diseases. That is the #1 killer. Second is breast cancer. Now, when you control these things, it means you're reducing your risk in both areas at the same time. The things we should do, they're the same, and they help you in multiple areas, more than one area. So these non-communicable diseases, cancer needs a lot of lifestyle. When you want to get rid of cancer and you want to control cancer, it needs a lot of changes in your lifestyle. And that is why we say they're non-communicable, but we can do a lot in our lifestyle changes to correct, reduce our risk, and even heal our bodies, even after we have gotten it, okay? Now, the main challenge when it comes to health, the main challenge when it comes to you getting a disease, you being healthy or not healthy, you can categorize them in these two areas. Probably you are lacking some proper nutrition, and I'll talk about how that can be the case. But second issue could be you have a toxic overload in your system. You have free radical damage in your system that is causing a lot of havoc and a lot of unhealthiness in your body. So when you speak of nutrition, you are eating a lot. We eat multiple times in a day, but our bodies don't get that food on the plate. They need to get nutrients in our cells. Now, if we are eating, but we're not getting those nutrients, specific nutrients in our cells, it means still we are not adding value to our health. So let's start with the toxic overload part, because this plays a very big part in cancer development as well. What are these toxins? Now, these are what we call free radicals. Free radicals are things that are unstable molecules in our systems that are there to disrupt the normal stable cells in your body, and by getting an electron out of them. Now, they're unstable because of what they've gone through. Probably they are products of metabolism. Some of them are products of metabolism. Some of them coming from sun rays or from the outside that we can put in our system. Now, when they go and disrupt your healthy cells, they cause them to be unstable. And in that way, they start malperforming. They cannot be able to perform normally. Now, we know cancer is simply when your cell's DNA is disturbed, and then it starts to proliferate. It starts to make itself uncontrollably. So that disruption could start from a free radical. Free radicals could start that disruption that could lead to cancer development and even proliferation in your body. So to get rid of free radicals in your system, you need something that has an extra. We call them antioxidants. When you take an antioxidant in your body, it goes to neutralize those unstable molecules and take them out of your system. And that is why someone could ask me, if I take an antioxidant, will I go to the toilet a lot and that will be a sign that I'm getting rid of free radicals? No, you may not even go to the toilet a lot, but your body is naturally absorbing and neutralizing those unstable molecules in your system. And that change, you'll see it eventually as you continue taking antioxidants from time to time. Now, we have a natural ability of our bodies to get rid of, but that can be overrun because of a lot more exposure that we have at the moment. You know, the breast cancer risk that was there in probably 2000 or even 1999 or 1980 is so much different than it is today. A lot more people are being diagnosed, are getting it. Why? Because even our free radical exposure is more from the metabolism that we get, our physical stress, emotional stress, and all those things. Our inflammation, we have a lot of inflammations going on in our system, UV rays, alcohol, pollutants, and toxins from everything that we eat and we put in our bodies. Pesticides, you could be eating a very healthy salad, but did you grow it yourself? If you didn't, you don't know what they put in there. You can't really know. So all those things could be sources of free radical damage in your system. Provided you live under the sun, my dear, you cannot run away from free radical damage. The question is, what are you doing about it? What are you doing to get rid and to control your body, at least to reduce your risk? Naturally, the body has its own mechanism. It will use the liver. It will clean your blood and it will get rid of those toxins via skin, probably when you sweat, when you go to the toilet, from your kidneys, from your colon, even as you breathe out from your lungs, you'll be getting rid of toxins. But if you're putting in more than your natural ability of the liver to detox, it means you'll have excess. And you could have your natural ability, but then adding you drink a lot of alcohol. It means you're reducing that natural ability of a liver to detox your system. So you imagine you don't even drink enough water. Again, you are reducing your natural ability of cleansing out, because all of these methods of cleansing out toxins, they need water. So if you don't drink enough water, it means your body cannot naturally get rid of those toxins. You don't exercise as well. Your body will keep holding on to these excess toxins. Now, they can be stored in different parts of your body, even in fat cells. Your brain, your muscles, you could be feeling a lot of issues that could just be originating from a toxic overload. I usually tell people, your body is speaking to you every day, but are you listening? If you feel like headache all the time, you're drowsy, you can't concentrate, you're having constipation and things like that, your body is telling you, please help me detox because it's too much for me. Now, if we don't listen, it means some years down the line, we are going to get the repercussion of that habit, of that lifestyle. Now, one of the first things that we can do right is drinking enough water. And for women, you're recommended at least don't go below 2.5 liters of water in a day. The bigger you are, the bigger your weight, the more water you'll need to be taking. So check your water intake. Like this Sunday, beautiful Sunday, how much water have you taken already? I'm sure your conscience is speaking to you that you need to do more of that. If it tells you that, then set a plan. Probably walk with water wherever you're going. Have a bottle with you. I always see that when I walk with a bottle of water, I drink so much more water. So let's do the simple things and then go to the harder things that we can do to take care of our health. But again, this thing that we call free radical damage is what happens in front of our eyes every single day. In your kitchen, you cut open an apple, you leave it open there, it starts turning brown. The same thing happens in your body every day, the oxidative stress. Now, if you take the same apple and you rub it with orange juice, which has a lot of vitamin C, you'll see that that process of oxidation can be stopped. That apple that you rubbed with orange juice, it will stay so much longer with the same color, not turning brown. If you have not tried it, go try it tomorrow morning. Now, the same thing in our bodies. It means when you give your body the right antioxidant in the right amount, your body can be able to slow down a lot of diseases, can be able to slow down your premature aging. All of us will die and age at some point, but you don't have to look 60 when you're 30 or when you're 40. You can slow down that process by how you're taking care of your body. So I hope this gives you that picture and the importance of you asking yourself, what antioxidants am I using? Because around us, we are in a world where we know we are fed by the food industry, which doesn't care about your health. They put anything that will make that food look good and stay longer and make them a bigger profit. And also the doctors, they're not taught about food. We are not taught about how nutrition can heal someone's body. So it's that gap is upon you to say, how can I educate myself on what I should allow in my body, what I should not allow in my body, what kind of foods, what kind of nutrition I need in my body to help my body heal itself even better in this generation, in this world that we live in right now. And I will second these words by this professor from Harvard School of Public Health, who said, a healthy dietary supplement should be included as part of a healthy diet. Yes, we are told we should be eating at least 5 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. How many have you eaten today? They say only 1 out of 10 people can be able to get to the recommendation every single day. Most of the time, we don't even have time to create that, to make that salad, or probably to eat all that vegetables and to make our own food. We are busy looking for money. We run around and we eat whatever quick thing that we can get, but at the expense of you lacking the right nutrition for your body. Even if you get the time, you get the fruits and vegetables, again, how long did they travel to get to you? How much has been lost along the way? And how much have they been cooked before they get to your plate? All those will determine the fact that they will not have the same nutritional value that they once had. Even their land has depleted in value, in nutrients when it comes to 10 years before, 10 years back and today. So it means we cannot rely on saying, I'm just eating healthy. I just have a healthy plate and that's enough for me. You could get nutritional deficiencies, despite eating a healthy plate. So on top of a healthy plate, plan your plate well. Half of it should have vegetables and fruits of variety of colors. Don't just have one color, variety of colors. And then on the other half, a quarter of it should be carbs. The other quarter should be protein, a healthy protein. Now, if you do this, you will control a lot of issues and a lot of risk factors in your system. Now, at this point, let me introduce to you the company that has totally transformed my health personally. And I say, there's a quote that I love saying, that our bodies can naturally heal themselves, but they need the right nutrition to be able to heal themselves. Now, I was introduced to this company around 13 years back when I was a medical student in my 3rd year. And at that point, I was purely looking for money. And I was so excited to use this opportunity as a way for me to add an extra income. And I did that. And I was so proud of myself. But again, around the same time, I was diagnosed by something called PCOS. And that has no cure medically. So the doctor told me, when it comes for the time you want to get pregnant, it will not be easy, because PCOS is a hormonal imbalance happening in women. A lot of women have it. It's affecting 1 in 10 women as we speak. And PCOS used to cause me to have very irregular periods. Sometimes I never have any period for 6 months. And then I would get every single day for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So that used to be my reality. And I said, I'll just deal with it when the time comes. 4.5 years of being married without conceiving even once, that got me back into researching that what do we have in nutrition that can be able to heal my body? And I found that we have amazing nutritional supplements that I started experimenting on myself. I started using them the first month, the second month. When I was in the middle of the second month of using them for the first time, I started getting 4 days period, which never used to be my reality. And the second month, the following month, I was able to conceive naturally. As I'm speaking to you, I'm a mom of 3. I'm very grateful to God for that. But there was a day the doctor told me it will be very difficult for you to conceive because of that PCOS. Now, I know you can heal your hormonal imbalance with these products. You can heal your whatever complication that our bodies go through with the right nutrition. Now, this amazing company, Aloe Vera, the Aloe Vera company, or what we love to call Forever Living Products, they researched for years. We are talking about 40 years. Actually, as we speak, it's 44 years of amazing research when it comes to health and nutrition. And they have created for you amazing range of products that are touching health and a lot of other areas. But it's not just any product of international quality. As we speak, we sell these products freely in over 168 countries. So it means the local authorities of all those countries have approved the quality of our products. And in our company, what we love to say is anything less than the best we'll never do. They put back anything that is below what we need to have because your health is worth it. Now, our products are not drugs. They're not here to treat or cure anything. I have to make this disclaimer very clear. What we offer is good health. And we know your body can heal itself when you give it the good nutrition that it needs. Because you could be devoid of nutrients just based on your lifestyle, on your nutrition. When you give it the best, you can heal your body. But these are not meant to heal any disease, okay? Now, when it comes to these products, I'll just talk about a few, and especially as they're connecting to breast cancer, both about how can you make yourself healthier so that your risk continues to go lower. Even if you're not anywhere close to 50, we see a lot of people getting breast cancer even before getting 50. We see 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds getting these things. So it's never too late to start reducing your risk significantly. So the first very important drink that I would recommend you is this aloe vera gel, the yellow bottle. Now, aloe vera is known, it has been known for years to be very beneficial when it comes to cleansing your system, when it comes to acting as anti-inflammatory and cleansing your system and getting rid of those free radicals, what we can call them simply toxins, but mainly they're called free radicals. Now, aloe vera, when you take in your system, it will start cleaning your gut, healing your gut, because that is where your immunity starts from. Now, if your immune system is not well enough, it means it cannot even fight the free radicals and the toxins that you are bombarded with. Now, when you equip your immune system, you equip your gut health, you equip your overall health in a very significant way. So because you cannot stop or you cannot control what comes in your system every day, at least you can control how you're helping your body get rid of it. It will increase your natural ability of your body to get rid of those impurities and, of course, the free radicals that I've talked about. But again, this is so much loaded with nutrition. Even when you have not eaten a healthy plate, when you take your aloe vera gel once in the morning, minimum. We say drink it a minimum of 2 times a day, at least in the morning and evening. You can drink more than that, but at least 2 times a day. When you take that, at least you're giving your body all the important nutrients in one. It's loaded with over 200 active compounds, nutrients, vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff that your body is needing. And that is why as you drink this, you'll notice that your immunity is going stronger. You are getting more energy in your day, you sleep better, you wake up better because the whole body is functioning even better. Excuse me. Okay, so that is the first I would highly recommend. But again, we have spoken about getting rid of your system, cleansing your system, and weight management. So at this point, let me show you the amazing program that will help you get your weight in check, but at the same time, cleanse your system. I don't know how many times you take your car for servicing, but I'm sure you don't just leave it the whole year without taking it for servicing. What about your body? It's running all year round. It's running every day. It's on, even while you're sleeping. but you don't take a time out and say, I'm focusing to cleanse my system at this time. Now, this program is designed to help you take a break from your normal habits so that you can give your body an ability to cleanse itself, get rid of that toxic overload so that it can be able to function at its best. Now, the good thing about this cleansing program, it has an additional benefit of controlling your weight. Now, we see a lot of people who have been able to transform their health, myself included. I have 3 pregnancies, but when you look at me, I've had 3 babies. But when you look at me, I look like I've never had any baby before. I'm just bragging a little bit here. Now, this program, it's among the things that have naturally helped me a lot to get back in track, because we see a lot of people, yes, they have a goal to lose weight, but without a specific plan, it just becomes a goal in your mind. It will be very difficult for you. We see people going to the gym the whole month and they lose only 2 kilos. Imagine you have a goal to lose 10 kilos. The whole month you have lost 2 or 3 kilos. It will discourage you sometimes and it can cause you to go back. And this is a program that within 9 days, we have a lot of people losing anywhere between 3 to 6 kilos. We have some losing more, some losing a little bit less. But of course, the first thing it will do is cleansing your system so that even after that, your body is able to control the weight even easier. And that is why it's among the products that has a lot of testimonies of women who have been able to transform their look to really go from whatever body sizes that they wear to very, very good sizes. And we have a lot of people around us who are struggling on the weight area. And we say, we have a solution that works. We have a program that works. It has worked for us. And we are sure we'll help you how it can work for you as well. And when you use these cleansing programs, they have additional benefits. We have people who had hormonal issues, some who could not conceive, but they're able to correct that. And they are able to get healthier just after doing the nutritional cleansing program. Because your body is like a machine. If you can help your car function better just by taking it for the servicing, how much more for your body? So it means this is something that you can definitely do on a yearly basis. Another product I'll talk about is Super Greens, among the few powerful, very vital supplements that we should be thinking about and taking is this one. Now, Forever Super Greens has thought about all the important things you need to be getting from fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables. Most of the time, we don't eat enough vegetables. We don't reach the 5 to 9 to 10 servings a day of fruits and vegetables. Now, Forever has put together over 20 different fruits, different vegetables, some of them superfoods, like you see the red one there, it's called goji berries. It's a superfood, together in one simple sachet that you can easily break in the morning, pour it in a glass of water and drink, and give you a lot of value in your nutrition. Why? That big range of fruits and vegetables is something that will give you a lot of what we call phytonutrients. You know, you need a lot of variety to get the good stuff from a different sources so that your body is able to get what it needs, a lot of what it needs. Now, one thing that it also does, this supplement, it's loaded with antioxidants, especially vitamin C, vitamin E. We have a lot of it in there. So it will act as a strong antioxidant to get rid of those free radicals that are increasing your breast cancer risk as well. It has a lot of magnesium. It has a part to play in your hormones. Even we have research that shows magnesium intake reduces your risk of breast cancer as well. So take that. But on top of all that, because it has a lot of green veggies, it causes your acidic level. You mean all of us are mainly acidic in our bodies. Now it causes your body to be more alkaline. Now, most diseases, including cancers, they need you to be in an acidic state. When you turn your body into alkaline, it gets rid of a lot of diseases. And this researcher, Dr. Otto Warburg, he did his research and found it that no disease, including cancer, can exist in an alkaline environment. Now, most of the things we eat every day, milk, you wake up in the morning, you eat milk. Probably during the day, you eat fruit juices or carbonated drinks, alcohol, bread, a lot of things, a lot of natural things we eat in our diet. Just go research more about it. They make your body more acidic. Now, imagine starting your day by making your body more alkaline. It means you're naturally reducing your cancer risk because your body is getting more in a state that does not allow cancers to grow. Okay, so that is among the things that I will highly recommend you. Get yourself a super green, start using it every day as part of your nutrition. Now, when I go to the hormone part, we already saw the impact, the huge impact that hormonal imbalance has in our breast cancer development. And that is why it's very important for you as a lady to make sure you keep an eye on your hormonal balance all the time. Now, for that, we have this amazing supplement, Vitalize for Women. It's loaded with antioxidant. We have a lot of vitamin C, vitamin E in it. So it has a lot of extra benefit like glowing skin, helping you with, even if you are around your menopausal period, it will help handle your menopausal symptoms. But at the same time, when it comes to detoxing and getting rid of those free radicals, it will do that part. But on top of that, it will help you balance hormones naturally. It has also vitamin D in it and a lot of other nutrients to help you also handle stress, calm your mind. It has passion flower, which also calms your mind. We know the impact of stress, cortisol, I showed you. It increases your breast cancer risk as well. So when you use this as well, you control your stress level at the same time. But we have a lot of people who have given me testimonies over testimonies of how it has helped them in hormonal balance, PMS issues, menopausal symptoms, and things like that. So add it as part of your lifestyle because you're a woman and this is nutrition, specially made for a woman, a lady. Okay, but again, we have this maca. We saw it among the natural things you can use to make sure your hormones are staying in check. Maca is a natural superfood. It grows mainly around the Peru areas, but Forever has found a way to make it into simple tablets, convenient tablets that you can easily take them in your day and eat them on the go. Now, they have a lot of benefits from handling stress, controlling your hormones, issues with menopausal and PMS and things like that. But most important, I want to stress here is how it can help you control your hormones so that you are able to put those other risk factors in check. But also it controls stress. It controls your mood balance. All those are things that make you enjoy your days, have a healthy womanhood. And of course, when you speak of vaginal dryness, something that is very common, it's off topic today, but again, this product will help you significantly in that area. Libido, increased libido, energy and stamina, just even to do your normal task and just have a good day, you need that maca as part of your lifestyle. These are among the supplements I personally used: Vitalize for Women, maca, and another one we call Royal Jelly, which is very important for women fertility and of course reproductive system health in general. Okay, but these are the two specific ones that have a very big part to play when it comes to your hormonal balance. So start using them today. We have a lot of testimonies around them, around people who have used them. I know they're in Swahili, but these are people saying how they have had huge impact in their hormones, in their stress levels, in their energy levels, and even in them enjoying their intercourse even better. Now, apart from this, we spoke about antioxidants. Now we have one of the most potent ones, vitamin C, especially in this product we call Absorbent C, because it's put in a way that your body will absorb the most out of vitamin C. You know why? Vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, meaning it's very easily washed out of your system. Even when you eat a lot of oranges and things like that, or anything that has a lot of vitamin C, it means if it's not packaged correctly, it's very easy for it to just be washed off and not be fully absorbed in your system. Now, this Absorbent C, the vitamin C is coated with something we call Hot Bran that allows it to stay longer in your system so that it's absorbed slowly and slowly for longer periods of time. And that is why it gives your system a lot more vitamin C than anybody who has just taken another vitamin C. But of course, it comes with a very high concentration of vitamin C, a very strong antioxidant. We have people who have had strong cancers and they've been able to reverse together with whatever medication they were using. I don't tell you to stop any medication, but on top of the medication you're using, give your body the chance to heal faster by getting strong antioxidants. And this is one of them. It's among the first that I highly, highly recommend for someone to be using. Now, don't wait for until when you get something. Start using it. It tastes nice and it's very easy to use. You can simply chew it and it has a benefit that even kids can use it as well. And it has an additional benefit of adding on the appetite. Now, I'll talk about omega-3 as well next. I hope you're still with me. If you're getting value, you can type value on the chat there, or you can type anything you want, but stay tuned because you're about to finish, and I have very few things that I'm finalizing on. Now, the other one is Actic Sea. It's loaded with omega-3. Omega-3 is among those things that every woman needs to be getting, because it has the additional benefit in hormones, but again, as an anti-inflammatory. Now, when it comes to our system's behavior, when our bodies get those issues, probably free radical damage, the thing that starts to happen, inflammation, is what causes tumors and things like those, even progressions of cancer. Now, when you start using a lot of Actic Sea, you're reducing that inflammation in your system, and it has a lot of benefits, from your eye health, your brain development, your blood circulation, joint health, hormones, and a lot of other areas. Okay. Now, on the supplements part, we have also bee propolis. Bee propolis is among the few supplements. When you even go on Google and read more about it, you'll see that it's linked to cancer prevention. It's linked to helping you. It's even called anti-cancer by some people. Why? Because it has that power. It's a very strong natural, we call it a natural antibiotic. It's also a very strong anti-inflammatory, 2-in-1. Now, propolis comes from the bees, and they naturally make it to protect their hives, so that bacteria, fungi, and anything does not come to harm them. Now, in our systems, in our bodies, they also have a very big impact in your immunity, and of course, as an anti-inflammatory, and even in severe cases, to help your body reduce your risk of cancers, progressions in your system. So again, this is something worth putting as part of your lifestyle, as something that you're using from time to time, so that you will naturally decrease your breast cancer risk. Okay. Now, we spoke about how you start your morning and reducing your insulin resistance. Now, our habits in the morning, we say it's not very healthy to start with a high carbs diet. It's very important and healthy to start with a high protein breakfast. Now, this Forever Light Ultra is among the most favorite products for me as well. And I love using it in the morning because it gives you that protein-based breakfast, healthy, very nutritious, but as well, it tastes amazing. Most of the healthy things, they don't taste well, but this one, it tastes amazing and you'll absolutely love it. But at the same time, it will give you protein nutrition, which means it will allow your body to feel fuller for longer. But again, it's the healthy plant-based protein, which means it will be easily absorbed in your system. And it will stay in your body, in your system, giving you energy for longer periods of time. And it will reduce your risk of getting the up and down of insulin levels in your system frequently, so that you control your insulin resistance. So this is something that I highly recommend. You can put it in your yogurt. You can just put it with fruits into a smoothie. Anyhow you want to drink it, you can be able to drink it. And we also have testimonies around this for people who had severe issues. Some of them who had even immunodeficiency for whatever reason, they have gotten benefits from this. Even people who had some forms of cancers, they have gotten significant benefits from using Ultra. So it's very good, very nutritious. Even for someone who cannot eat, someone who cannot get full nutrition from their food, they'll get a lot of nutrients from this because it's very easily absorbed in your system. But again, it will help you control weight. For someone who wants to lose weight, it's among the things that can help you control your weight. For someone who wants to gain weight, you can use it as well as something as a meal additional supplement. Yeah, so if you use it that way, it will help you to gain weight, and the good kind of weight, not the fats, but the protein, which is what gives you energy, and it allows you to be healthier on the inside. Yeah. Now, finally, let me go to the package that we have put together, and it includes the aloe vera drink. We have the aloe vera gel that I showed you earlier, but we also have the berry nectar. Actually, the berry nectar one has cranberries included in it and apples as well. And it has additional antioxidants, which are very special for women. Cranberries are very good for your reproductive system health and also your urinary health. And that is why it's also very good for women, especially because you want to help that area to be very okay and very healthy and get rid of issues like UTI and things like that. Now, on top of that, the super greens I've mentioned, Vitalize for women, very, very important for anyone here to be using significantly, because you want to keep an eye on your hormone balance together with the omega-3 that I've mentioned. This is the simplest basic you can think of. But all the products that I've mentioned in this talk are very important for you to use so that you can be able to reduce your cancer risk. But again, other things we need to be doing, exercising often. And they say 5 hours of sweat a week will significantly reduce your risk. Even just 5 hours of sweat, however you distribute it throughout the week, but 5 hours of sweat in a week will be able to reduce your breast cancer risk significantly. But again, we need to drink enough water. We saw the impact of cleansing our system. If we don't drink enough water, it means our bodies will get into toxic overload often and they'll stay there for longer periods. Eat well, supplement, because we know eating well is not enough. We need to also supplement with the good specific supplements that are important for our health. If you're overweight, manage and control that weight. Imagine if you just have 10 kilos extra. And extra, it's not based on what you were last year. It's extra based on your BMI. So if you have never calculated your BMI this year, do it this night. Just go on Google, calculate your BMI. And if you see yourself, you have 10 kilos more than where you're supposed to be, your breast cancer risk is increased by 45%. With every 10 kilos, it's increased by 45%. So you decide, where do you want to be? Around your BMI, or it's just okay, whatever they would. Because I always tell people, you look okay. You look very good in any body size that you have. But the most important factor is, how is your risk? How is your breast cancer risk? How is your health affected by that? Handle stress, love yourself, give yourself some peace time, some you time, so that you can be able to control stress. Because if you let stress kill you, it will. Okay, get enough sleep, at least 6 hours, we say, up to 8 hours in a day, sleep. Because that way you're giving your body a chance to also control stress and to be able to get enough rest and to also detox itself, okay? Checkups, very, very important. From the ones that you do yourself, we recommend around 2 weeks after the end of your period, you can do the physical checkup. Just you can lie on your back and with your hands, start brushing around your breast so that you can notice any changes that you see, because breast cancer can come in a lot of shapes and sizes. Now, any irregularity that you sense, you can be able to go for further checkup and keep an eye on whatever is happening in your system. Now, we have breast cancer screening recommendations. And for anyone who is over 30, we are recommended you have to go for just a risk assessment. All the risk factors that I've mentioned, you can go for a proper assessment of them so that they know the proper way forward. But from 40 years of age, you're recommended to get yearly mammograms, because that is the specific test that can be able to see, you know, when you have a bigger breast tissue, sometimes you cannot see things on x-ray. Sometimes you cannot even feel them when you do the self-assessment. So after 40, it's recommended that every year you get at least once checkup for a mammography, at least once a year. And you continue that throughout your lifestyle. But again, you continue determining the importance of you continuing with the yearly checkups, depending on other comorbidities that you have and things like that. But it's just important that you do this, because breast cancer has a lot of success rate. It means when you detect it earlier, you can be able to get rid of it very easily. But the biggest issue when it comes to us, even Africans especially, I can say, is we delay to notice things. We delay to listen to our bodies because we are busy doing other things. Especially as women, you have a lot on your plate. You say, I don't have time to go do those things. But at the same time, you are missing an opportunity to pick something up early on so that you can handle it and still survive for your family. So let's go away of this with that as well. But of course, other things that we can do, we can limit our alcohol intake. You can breastfeed as much as you can, and you can also limit your hormonal therapy. How? By going to the natural methods. When I was diagnosed with PCOS, the doctor told me you have to be on oral contraceptives, and I started using them. But again, I used them for about 2 months, and then I said, why would I continue giving my body a risk of getting all those issues like breast cancer risk and things like that? So I stopped that and I went to the natural method of controlling my hormones. So if you have issues around your hormones and you're given hormonal therapy, you can opt for healthier hormonal control, natural hormonal control. That will not give you the other associated side effects that we are looking at. Finally, my dear ladies, I'm so glad you're here with us until now. Over 320 people listening to this. And I know you have not just listened for yourself, for another lady who was not in this room today, because the knowledge you have gained, you can be able to touch another soul. I always say knowledge is not power, it's just potential power. What you do about it is what will give you power and will give people around you power. Now, your health is not an expense. You don't look at these products and say, I'm going to spend on these things. No, you're going to invest in your health when you start using these things, when you start doing things differently about your health. And as Maya Angelou loved to say, do all you can until you know better. When you know better, you have to do better. Now, today you have known better. I'm sure you have added some value in what you know, but the responsibility now is, let's go do better, not just for ourselves, for the people who are expecting us to be healthy for longer. Your family needs you to be healthy for a longer period. So thank you guys so much for giving me the time and for giving me the opportunity to share with you all. Thank you, Team Nigeria, and everybody who is listening to me from all over Africa. And it has been a pleasure having you. Back to you, so that we can be able to go to the other speaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. This is quite educating. This is quite very rich. Thank you so much. Guys, if you enjoy this, let's put some fire emoji on the chat section. Let's appreciate our doctor for doing justice to this topic this evening. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Now, I'll bring on the next testifier. She was smart enough to be able to prevent breast cancer. After her, we'll take the questions and answer, all right? So if you have some questions for our doctor, please put it on the chat section. We'll take your section after, we'll take your questions after this session. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa, let's make welcome Foibe Anthony Bello.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope my volume is good.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, and thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Doc. That was a brilliant, brilliant one. My name is Foibe Anthony Bello, and I'm a business owner, but my story starts way before then. I'm a mom of 3 children, and I just want to say that as women, we're so important. And it doesn't matter if we are sisters, we're mothers, we're wives, you know, we're even friends. Thank you for the welcome. And I remember that I'll talk about the experience I had when I was pushed in for surgery because I had a lump in my breast. In fact, this was my 2nd surgery. And this time around, it was an eye opener to the fact that, you know, life is so important. And what makes life truly important are the people that are in our life. So I remember I got into the theater and they were just about to put me to sleep. And then the chief surgeon of the hospital just rushed into the theater and he asked them to quickly get me out. And his greatest fear was that the size of the lump, in fact, this time around, the lump was so big, it was practically almost on my chest, you know, just above my right breast, you know. And I remember that when I was pushed out and sent back into the ward to await because they actually injected, they wanted to test first because he was really scared. You know, the surgeon just thought that maybe this time around it was cancerous. And I have to say that I spent the night barely sleeping. I was scared. I wasn't just scared for myself, but I was scared for my children. I was scared concerning my husband, my parents, you know. All of a sudden, I realized that our lives are truly important and we do matter to the people that are around us. So I just want to say that we should really take our bodies and our health seriously. So I've had 2 breast lump removal operations. And I have to say that it's not something that someone really wants to do. It's not something that people should want to put themselves through. My first lump was kind of discovered by my husband, and it was like, I feel there's something, in your breast. And I was like, really, do you think there's okay? So I said, okay, let me go do a mammogram. So I went and I did that, and the results came out, and I sat with a doctor, spoke with a doctor, and he said I should take it out. And so I took it out, and barely 2 years later, the one I just described now, it was really big. In fact, that left a scar, because that one left a scar. The first one, they would never know that I'd done one before, because that was just around my nipple, and you would never know that I had a surgery before. But the second one was really, really big. I was so scared when that came up. And somehow we did the surgery, they checked, and praise God, it was benign. But what happened after that was that after the second the surgery I had, my surgeon called me aside and he asked me a simple question. He started asking because obviously he knew to some extent that lifestyle was really important, that he wanted me to change my lifestyle. I'm sure if you have a little picture, you can tell that I'm not on the big side at all right now, because I truly have taken the steps to ensure that I keep myself healthy. One of the questions he asked me was, he was asking me particular questions about diet, lifestyle, exercise, and all of that. And then he asked me, he said, what deodorant do you use? And we have a common one here in Nigeria, and I think it's quite global. And I mentioned it to him, and he said to me, he said, Madam, do you realize that that is actually an antiperspirant? And I said, well, does it really matter? And he said to me, he said, you went to school, you're a university graduate, because my background is in computer engineering. And he said, let me ask you a simple question. In your early biology, I'm very sure you were told that sweating was one of the ways of passing out waste from your body. And I said, yes. He said, okay, well, if you do use an antiperspirant, the truth of the matter is that your waste, it prevents you from sweating. And so the waste remains in your body. I know the doctor just talked about free radicals and all of that. And he said, it's so easy for this so-called free radicals and all of those things to clunk onto the waste that results from the sweat that is stuck inside of your system. He said, a lot of women are not aware, but these are some of the things that actually attribute to breast cancer in women. And then my doctor, the surgeon, at that point, he told me, said, have you ever heard about Forever Living products? I said, yes. I wasn't in business then, and even when I started using the products, I still didn't get into business. I just wanted to use the products. So it's quite fine if you're listening and all you want to do is use the products for your health, because that's why I started. So he told me, find someone in Forever Living and ask them for their deodorant. He said, right now at this moment, when I check it all as a doctor, this is the only one I can recommend that is actually organic and is safe for you to use. So immediately, of course, I'd had friends that had tried to talk me into the business. So I reached out to them and I said, oh, I heard you guys have a deodorant. I would like to use the deodorant. And of course, the first thought was that, oh, she's going to join my business now. But then I didn't understand much about network marketing. So I threatened them. I said, if you try to register me, I won't buy from you, I'll buy from somebody else. So I simply, purchased the deodorant from them and I started using it. And I have to say this because I want people to understand that you may have the same experience as myself. When I started using deodorant, because I was in an antiperspirant that had a beautiful smell and all of those things. So when I started using this natural, deodorant, the Aloe Shield from Forever Living, I had to call the doctor and I said, Doc, I'm dropping this thing you asked me to use. I do not like it. I feel that I actually smell and I can't stand it at all. And I remember he said to me, he said, how old are you? For so many years, you've been using something else. If you think you smell, ask the people around you. You're basically probably not smelling to them. It's just you. Why don't you persist at this? And I have to say that over 10 years now, I've been using deodorant. I feel good. I feel fine. The one thing I want to say is that most of the time we say things like prevention is better than cure. But I want to go further and say that prevention is even better than early detection. You don't want to pass yourself through the illness of cancer, breast cancer, or any form of cancer at all. It's not something that you should want to do. And I just want to ask us a question because we're all women here. Because from my experience of using this deodorant for all of these years is that before now, most of the time we see things that are abnormal and then we get used to them. We now think that abnormal is normal. But I just want to share this experience with you. I don't know if you've ever had this feeling where as a lady under your armpits, you feel like you have a boil. You know, if you have the fever, you never see it like it really comes out like a boil. You know, after a while, it just vanishes and disappears. It's something that we experience. But I have to say that since I started using this deodorant for the past, I don't know how many years, I have never had that experience before. But before I started using it, it was a recurrent thing. You know, I just feel like I have a boil, but then nothing comes out. There's just some pain and some, you know, these are things that we should become really, really conscious about. And I have to say that with that, I've changed my lifestyle completely. You know, she talked about I'm right on my table. This is what the deodorant looks like. And I'll ask everybody to do that. I changed my sugar and I started using the honey. We talked about weight loss. We talked about the C9. Every year, I do the C9 at least twice a year. Most of the time, I have to say that there's something I call doing the clean 2, which is every single month, I do the first 2 days of C9 and I do the full thing at least twice in a year. And then the super greens. Just yesterday, I was out with a friend and I was taking her back home. We're in the car and we saw some people selling fruits and vegetables. And they were out there, you know, there wasn't an umbrella, nothing. All the fruits were exposed to the weather and the sunlight. And I just said something to her. I said, the word I used was, I said, knowledge is so free. I said, before I knew better, I would take a look at these people and I'll tell anyone that comes to me and tells about supplements, I'll tell them I take fruits and vegetables. And I said, just take a look at those fruits there. How healthy can they be? They're out there in the sun all day. There are flies all over. And people say, I take fruits and vegetables. I take natural. How can they even be called natural when the sunshine is on them? They're in the worst of environments and all that. But I am the Forever Super Greens has become my daily. And I have to tell you that my weight is in place. My health is perfect. I do a yearly checkup on my body. And ladies, we just want to encourage every single person, begin to take care of yourself. And the aloe vera gel is a constant. It's a constant. I don't want to say I swear by it, but you know, when they say don't leave home without it. So my husband already knows most of the time if we're traveling, I'm always called back to open my suitcase because they noticed 3 jugs in my suitcase and they're like, what is this? You know, and all of that. So I just want to encourage us to take care of ourselves. We're the glue. You know what the Beyonce says, who rules the world? Girls. We rule the world. We need to stay healthy so that we can be there for the people that we love, for our children, our husbands, our family, our friends, and society. God bless you and thank you for listening. Thank you. Hi from Liberia. God bless you. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Theo.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fuyembi, Anthony Bello. Please, if you have questions, please feel free to share it on the chat section so that we can take your question and quickly proceed to the next segment and the final segment of this program this evening. All right. If you're an invited guest, kindly after this section, kindly meet whoever that shared this link with you. Right now, we don't have much questions. That means all of the delivery this evening was very interesting. Let's keep ruling our world with excellent health and with plenty money in our bank account. To take us through the last section of this segment so that we can continually rule our world with excellent health, let's make welcome Ada Ejiofor. Ada Ejiofor, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Is my audio good? Please let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I am so elated and so excited to be speaking with you all today. And I want to thank my very good friend and sister, Dr. Elizabeth. Thank you so much for jumping on this call. You know, I mean, when I called on you for this, you did not hesitate, no excuses, and you delivered. You spoke from your heart, and I am so enlightened. And everybody, I can tell that everybody who has listened to you learned a whole lot. Thank you so much. You have blessed our evening. And may more blessings come to you. And to Mrs. Fuebi, thank you for that amazing testimony. And this goes to say for a fact that our products are good. Why? Because you actually met the product before even meeting the business. So you see, we have an amazing thing going on for us here. So this session I'm going to take is the business aspect of the business of what we're doing. You know, basically how to make money. My name is Ada Ejiofor. My background is accounting. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a business coach, and I am a senior manager with Forever Living Products. So you've heard so much about our products. You've heard so much about our health, you know, but it's also very important. I tell people the two most important things, one of the two most important things in life is, number one, of course, health is up there. And the second thing is wealth, because you have to have money to be able to live better. I mean, if you earn well, you can live well, right? So with all this information you're armed with all this information that you have, now what can we do, you know, to make sure that we earn well, to be able to take care of ourselves better and to maintain ourselves and our family better? You'll agree with me that the good things of life are not cheap. They don't come cheap, right? And so what is that thing that is important to you, right? It might be your health, just like you have listened now and you're excited and you want to get some of those products where you find out that maybe just maybe funds might be a challenge, right? Not because you don't have enough money, but because you have all that important things as well that are present for the funds that you have available, right? So it can be your health, it can be financial freedom, it can be travel, whatever it is that is important to you. And good things, like I said, they cost money, they come with money. So why do we recommend our business? You know, the business we do with Forever Living, our company is Forever Living, like you already know. And what we do is in the network marketing industry. And I know a lot of people, we are averse to networking. I mean, you don't want to hear that. We believe networking is for people, you know, maybe some set of people, maybe you have some reservations about it. I was like that myself. 8 years ago, I would not listen to anything networking for a second time. For me, I felt that those who did networking were losers in life. You know, they could not achieve anything in life. They are just failures, basically. They cannot amount to anything. So they start scamming people with one of those things that they carry about. So for me, that was my own impression about network marketing. Until I met a medical doctor, just like you have listened to Dr. Elizabeth today, I listened to a doctor, another medical doctor, a guy 8 years ago, and he enlightened me on not just the product, but the business aspect of the product. And that is when I got to understand networking. And I realized something, that networking is something that we all naturally do every day. And what is networking? Networking means referrals, connecting, the connected economy. The world is a connected economy, is a connected world, right? What do we do on social media? Is not to connect from one person to the other. And that has made Mark Zuckerberg one of the richest people in the world. So you check out what is going on in the world. The richest organizations in the world are actually dealing in the connected economy. You're either connecting someone to a product, you're connecting someone to a service, or you're connecting people to people. And that is what we do in network marketing, referrals. The same way you're going to have a lovely meal and you're going to tell your friend about it, it is networking. The same way you have heard this about breast cancer and you're quickly going to call your cousin that you know that uses antiperspirant, and you say, you know what, I listened to a training today and this is what I learned. Start using a deodorant. It will help us. Maybe we have we'll have it in our family. So let's all start taking care of ourselves. And that is what we do, networking. So why do we recommend networking really? Why? Because it's a business that has a low risk, it has a low risk business ownership, right? It takes very little to start, a little thousand here and there, and then extra income. You know, you're able to earn extra income, you have flexibility, you have training and mentorship. And most importantly, I love the fact that you are paid for your performance. Like, this is where the effort you put in, you get the results. Okay, now you already know the company we partner with, Forever Living Product. Just like Dr. Elizabeth said, our company has been in existence for over 40 years, 44 years to be precise, and is operating in 160 countries, which means that you can do this business in over 160 countries, and you don't have to visit those countries from the comfort of your home. Imagine this beautiful, amazing health talk we've had today. You could have just shared the link to someone in the US, shared the link to someone in Ghana, someone in Mexico, and when they listen to it and they love what they hear and they want to get some products, all you just need to do is to send them your link and they buy from you. And you make money from that country, you make money from that currency. So you see, our business can be done in over 160 countries. And something I love about Forever is that aside the fact that it offers us health, when I saw Forever, when I came in contact with Forever, I was 23 years old. And trust me, for a 23-year-old girl, if you had told me about my health, my mammogram, my estrogen from January to December, I wasn't going to listen to you because, of course, as a 23-year-old, we all felt that, we are young, we're healthy and all of that. What was important to me at the time was money. It was the wealth aspect of the business, right? And I'm glad that Forever offers these two, like I said, one of the two most important things that we humans crave or we humans need, the health and the wealth. And for me, meeting Forever, it was a wealth aspect of it that caught my attention. And because Forever offers you additional opportunities, not just to have good health, but also to increase your income and global travels and bonuses down the road. So what do we mean by that? Now, when you come into Forever and you say, you know what, I don't want to be a customer. I just don't want to use the product alone. I'm going to use the product, but I also want to make money from this thing, right? I want to make money from this business. I want extra income. I want side income. I want something for my side hustle. There are three basic areas of income. The first one can be, you can start as a product promoter. Now, who is a product promoter? A product promoter is someone who shares information about the product. You tell your friends, you tell your colleagues, your people at work, in your church, anywhere you go, you educate people about our products. And when you do that, you can make retail profits. I'm sorry if you're not in Nigeria, all my figures are in Nigerian Naira. So please, you can ask the person who has invited you to give you the breakdown in your currencies, okay? So you can earn between 50,000 Naira to 200,000 Naira monthly by just sharing information about this product. Just imagine you had invited 10 of your classmates or 10 of your friends into this Zoom call and they want to purchase the product after this meeting. Imagine how much profit you will make from that activity. So that is how you can make money as a product promoter. And then for a second, just think about what an extra 100,000 Naira, an extra 200,000, even an extra 50K. Think of what it can do for your family. Think about what it can do for your life, right? So you will agree with me that especially in the economy that we find ourselves today, we need extra income. I was just reading the news today and I learned that Naira has fallen to 800 to $1. I mean, it's crazy because just 8 years ago, the same Naira was 150 Naira to $1. And 8 years after, it is 800 to $1. So you see, are things going to get better? I don't know. But what I know for sure is that I am not going to sit down to check whether it gets better or not. I am going to take charge of my economy by creating other sources of income. And this is what you have here. Now, the second way you can earn money is as a team leader. Now you can decide, okay, I'm promoting this product, I'm making money, but I have my cousin, I have my friends, I have someone who I know would also want to make money. Let me tell them about this business I'm doing. Share the information about the business, share the good news. Let people know about what you do. Unlike other businesses where you tell your friend about the business, they steal your customer, you don't get it, No. In this business, the company even rewards you for helping other people make money, right? It rewards you for telling other people about the business opportunity. So by the time you start sharing this business information, letting people know about it, and they join you in the business, and when they join you, they also start making money. Guess what? You become a team leader. And as a team leader, you can now start earning between 250,000 Naira to well over 950,000 Naira every month from this business. Now, the last categories of people we have in our business are business developers. You can want to be like us, you want to build a big business, you want to build a full-time income with this business, then develop other leaders, promote the product, have team leaders, train team leaders, be a business developer, and you are sure that at the end of every month, At the end of every month, you go home with a minimum of 1 million naira to well over 9 million naira every single month. This income varies. It can be way more than this. It can be below this. But just to give you an idea of what you stand to benefit if you decide to partner with this company. And guess the best part of it, you're not going to be in business alone. Other people, their leaders, coaches, mentors that will be there to support you, to guide you, to tell you what to do, what not to do, to put you through the rope. When I started this business, I was 23. I was not interested about health or the product. I wanted to do the business for the business, right? And as a 23-year-old, how would I have known how to navigate the world of business? You know, but because I had good coaches, good mentors, they are there in the business. They will hold your hand. We're going to hold your hands and we're going to show you the way, what to do, the right things to do, how to go about it, and most importantly, how to achieve the financial, success that you desire. Now, there are other incentives, extra incentives that the company offers. The first one is the earned incentive, or something we call the Forever to Drive car program, whereby the company pays you an additional money, $400 to $800 every month for a period of 3 years to acquire an asset of choice. Most of us go for cars. You can see one of our amazing Alo couple, Forever couple, out there with one of the cars they've got from the business. I have got my own car from the business as well. And we have several others who have gotten their cars from the business. I got my car a month to my 25th birthday. So why am I telling you this? If you're young here, if you're 21, if you're 22, you're listening to me, you're 23, you feel, oh, I'm too young. Oh, I'm still in school, I'm still doing my NYSC, blah, 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 blah. No, you're not too young to live well. You're not too young to start achieving your dreams. I mean, the younger you even achieve success, the longer you will enjoy it. So why not start young so that you can have a better quality life, right? So, and that's it. So if something, mobility, if a car is something that you want, if a car is on the go for you, then there's an opportunity. You can come in and then tell your mentor, tell whoever has invited you into the business, let them know, what, I want to go for the car, and you walk towards it. You'll be told everything you need to do, and then you walk towards it, and it is yours. Another thing the company offers is the holiday, the travels. And then we have 2 travels every year. One is called the Eagle Managers Retreat, and the other one is called the Global Rally. I kid you not, if you love to travel, there is no other place to be than to travel with Forever. I mean, the difference is clear. Why do we recommend the travels? One usually happens around April of every year, and the other one happens around September, October of every year. In my 8 years of doing this business, I think I have enjoyed more than 10, maybe 10 to 13, all expense paid in an international vacation to different, cities, countries, in the world, right? And the amazing thing about these trips is that the company pays for your flights, not just for you and a spouse and your partner. So if you're not married, the company allows you to go with anybody of choice. If you look at some of my pictures here, you find me with my dad, with my mom, with my siblings. I have so many countries I've visited with my siblings, with my husband, courtesy of this amazing incentive the company offers. And how much have I paid to enjoy all this travel? Nothing. All I needed to do was build my business, set the goal, and work towards it, right? So the company pays for your travel for 2, your flight for 2, your hotel accommodation, feeding, local transportation, sightseeing, and in some cases, they give you a spending card. So you find out that your family holiday can be gotten free of charge. So now I know that every year I have 2 holidays with the company. Just a few days ago, we just returned from Cancun in Mexico. The picture is not yet here yet. I'm still trying to adjust the jet lag and all of that, but very soon I'm going to upload it. And these are all the experiences that you can get courtesy of doing business with this company. So if you love to travel, just let the person who has invited you, let them know, and they'll walk you through a plan in place to achieve these incentives. Then another thing Forever does is to share profit. A percentage of the company's profit is shared with qualified business owners every year. So it's not just as if you're doing business and you are also a shareholder of the company. When you qualify, you can get a percentage of the company's share of profit. You can see these are Nigerians. If you look at my screen, you see different amounts for different years. We also have the #1 income earner in Forever. This guy, his name is Rolf Kip. You can Google him. He's on Google, the amazing things he has achieved through Forever Living. We also have our very own Mr. Clement Idigo. We have our mommy, Oyemade here. We have so many other people who have qualified. Our daddy, mommy, Berejin. So many people who have qualified to share this company's profit. And you might look at it and say, oh, it's only those that started when this company came into Nigeria in 1900. They're the ones that are successful in this business. No, I joined the business I joined the company when it was already 13 years in Nigeria. 1 and 3, 13 years in Nigeria and 31 years, over 31 years globally. That is when I started the business, right? At 23, remember. But did that stop me from achieving my own goals? No, I have shared in the company's profit for at least, I think 6 to 7 times now, or 6. I think about 6 profit share for different years, my own personal profit share check, right? If it was by who came first, I would not be getting a check because there are other people who came before me. But that's one thing I told you about networking. It rewards your performance, right? If you put in the work, you get the results. So this is the kind of money you can use for maybe investments, maybe that plot of land that you have been planning to develop for a very long time, or that plan you've had to, to build your own house and, quit paying rent, to live in your own. And this is the kind of money you can use to start your big project. Okay, so you already know some of the products of our company, so I'm not going to dwell on the product, but just know that we have amazing products from drinks, supplements, nutritional, weight management, skincare, personal care. Everything I use, from head to toe is Forever. My body soap, my moisturizer, some of my skincare, my supplement, my drinks. You can see me here with I just finished the bottle of my nectar as this meeting was going on, right? I have so many of my products here. I have my sunscreen. I don't joke with my sunscreen, especially in this weather that is very harsh for the skin. I want to be living a baby girl lifestyle for a very long time. So I take care of myself using this product, and so can you. So what do we do with this product? You already know. Number one, we use the product. So you must become your own best customer. Don't tell people to come and use what you're not using, right? You're telling someone about a deodorant that can help them against breast cancer, and someone comes to visit you and I see an antiperspirant in your bathroom. I will never believe you again, right? So we do our business with integrity. I'm not telling you things I don't use. I tell you things that I use every day. So number one, become your own best customer, because people are going to look at you and see how good you look, and it will even attract them more to your business. Remember that. Now, the second thing we do is we share the product. We share the benefits of this product. You cannot have something as amazing as this and keep it to yourself and allow people around you die. No, we can help people. So talk to people about the benefits of this product. Talk to them about your experiences in your church, in your mosque, in your gym, in your workplace, your children's school, in your day-to-day activities. So share the benefits of this product. And from so doing, you're going to have customers. You're going to have someone who makes an inquiry. You're going to have someone who says, oh, can I try this? Can I have this? And before you know what's happening, you start developing your customers one person at a time. And that's where the money is. And the one thing I love about sharing the product is that you can make money every day. I make money every day. Today is Sunday. I've made money today. Why? Because someone requested for my product, and so you see, we pay bills every day. You pay your utility bills, your light bill, water bill, gas bill, all the bills. We pay bills every day. We mustn't wait till the end of the month to get a salary. From this business, you can make money every day and settle your daily bills. Then when your salary comes, you can save it. You can invest it. At least for the first time in your life, you can boast of savings. You can have savings. I have people in my team who are working full-time jobs. They don't touch their salaries. In fact, they don't even touch their salary account. Why? Because their business, their Forever business, and their daily sales from sharing the product sustains them and their families. So they save their salaries, right? The third thing we do is that we build a team. How do we build a team? We talk to people about the opportunity. We tell people about the business. How do we tell people about the business? We have business meetings ongoing weekly. Every Sunday, 7 p.m., we have a Zoom business presentation where all you have to do, you don't need to talk too much. You don't need to convince anybody. All you do is to invite them to the business presentation. So the Zoom meeting, share a Zoom link. Whoever has invited you is going to teach you and coach you on how to do just that. And then when they come into your meetings, they see the bigger picture. They see what you're talking about. Because if you explain it to them, they will not understand. But when they come into the meeting, they see what you're talking about. They see the bigger picture and they want to join you in the business. Who does not like good things? We all love good things, right? So by so doing, you're going to have people join your team. And by the time people start joining your team, you start growing in the business. And the last but not the least is that you coach your team. For now that you're new, we're going to be helping you, coaching you till you learn how to coach, right? So these are the 4 simple things we do. Someone asked me, what have you done for forever all these years who have enjoyed this premium quality lifestyle, I tell them it's just these 4 things. It's not more than this. I use my product, I share my product, I build a team of people who are also using and sharing the product, and I coach my team too. Just these 4 things, but we're going to put you through how to go about it. So you see, in our business, we have real people doing the business, amazing people, normal human beings. They are not from the richest background or I'm not from a rich background. Myself, I'm not from a rich background, just a normal upbringing, went to school, came in contact with the business and started doing it with dedication and consistency and changed my life, 360 degrees. We have a pharmacist, Victor and Mrs. Victoria Rukunakbo, a pharmacist and a housewife in Lagos, building a very big, vibrant, forever business. From this business, they've done a lot for their family. We have Mr. Tony, Engineer Tony, and Mrs. Oma Atta. We have Professor John, Daddy John, and Josna Erigin. These are normal people, just like you and I. We have Mrs. Yetunde, we have Moses, normal people who came across this opportunity. They didn't study it in school. They didn't know anything about it prior, but they just saw an opportunity that can help change their lives, and they grabbed it, with a full force. So I hope you do that too. So how do you get started in this amazing business? Just in case, remember where we started, you can decide to say, you know what, I want to use the products. I want to use the products for my health benefit. That's okay. If that is all you want, that's fine. But if you want more, you want to start making money immediately, then listen to what I'm saying now. Now you get started with a business in a box. This is the box. And this box contains some of our best-selling forever products. Products that you're going to share with people and people want to use them. These products are in high demand already, so you don't even need to talk much. Now, this business box costs about 199,000 Naira. For those outside Nigeria, please contact the person who has invited you. They're going to tell you the cost in your country's currency. 199,000 Naira. Now, why do we recommend you start with 199,000 Naira? So that you can move to a level you're promoted to a level called the assistant supervisor level. Now, why do you need to get there? So that you can start getting 30% discounts on products. When you're new to Forever, Forever can only give you 5% discount when you're joining Forever for the first time. But once you reach this level of the 199,000 Naira purchase, you're promoted to an assistant supervisor where you can start getting 30% discount. So imagine making 30% profit on every product you sell. That is one. Number two, you get your customized website, to be able to navigate your business. You want to sell product to somebody in the US, all you need to do is to share your link. We all have our private links. Share your link. The person buys from you through your link. The company delivers to them and gives you your cuts, your percentage. You don't need to do anything. You don't even need to leave your bed in the morning. Just with your phone and internet, that's all. You have somebody in Ghana or in Saudi Arabia, all you need to do is to share a link, and that happens. Now, but if you don't have up to 199,000 Naira to start this business, that's okay. The company understands that not everybody, all fingers are not equal, but if you have from 30,000 Naira and above, still go back to the person who has invited you so they can walk you through the installmental payment plan. There is a plan that you can come in and pay gradually, okay, and start with what you have. So from what you've seen so far, it's been a long time coming. We've heard about our health, we've had a testimonial, and now we're seeing how to make money. Now, it's either any of this. One, you want to get started with the business, you want to start making money and using the product as well. So get registered, go back to the person who has invited you, register, book a planning session. A planning and coaching session is very important. Make sure you get that so that you can tell this person, this is what I want. This is what my goal is. This is my income goal. This is, okay, no, it's a car I want. Oh no, I want to travel. Whatever it is that you want, get started and let's help you plan your business. Or maybe you say, no, not yet. I like to call this not yet. Then try some of the products, especially if you're a woman here listening to me. Make sure you get your super greens immediately. I don't joke with super greens and my berry nectar. Make sure you do that every morning. You take your super greens, you take your berry nectar. Then you can also add other supplements like multi-marker, Arctic C, just like our doctor mentioned today. As the case may be, if you have eye-related issue, make sure you get your eye vision. If you have heart-related issue, make sure you're getting your cardio health to support whatever it is you're already doing presently. Okay, libido-related issue, please make sure you grab your multi-marker and your B-Poly. So use the product and enjoy the benefits. Or maybe you still have some questions, maybe some gray areas you need us to clarify for you. That's not a problem. Just get back to the person who has invited you, ask your questions. If they cannot answer your questions, trust me, they will refer you or link you up with someone higher who can take all your questions, okay? So I'd like to leave you with this. And I heard this for the first time 8 years ago when someone invited me to look at this business opportunity. It says, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. Why? Because this opportunity is already amazing and everything can be learned. I ask people, when babies are born, they don't know anything. Tabula rasa, empty head, empty vessel, but we teach them. Whatever it is you know today, you were taught, oh, you're a very good mathematician. Someone taught you that. You're an accountant. Someone taught you that. You're a pilot. Someone taught you that. Whatever it is you know today, someone taught you that. So this is an amazing opportunity. I'm sure now you're wondering, oh, can I or can I not do it? It's okay. All of us were there at some point where we're not sure, we're skeptical, we had doubt, we had fears, we had that at a point, but you're going to overcome that and you're going to learn how to do it. Why? Because you have amazing people and a group of coaches and mentors that will guide you through and ensure that you achieve whatever it is, that struck a chord, that whatever it is that you have set out in your mind to achieve. So remember what matters most to you. That's what Forever is all about. What is important to you? What matters most to you? Is it health? You've got it. Is it money? You're in debt. You need to pay so many fees, debt, school fees, house rent, even to eat is a problem, medication for your aged parents, so many of those things. You need money for that. For the good life, you need money. It's important to you. Forever can take care of that. Or maybe it's just travel. You want to just maybe once a year, just leave the country and clear your head. That's all that you want. Forever can help you with that. Or you want mobility, or you want self-development, personal development, whatever it is that is important to you, Forever has got you covered. So just get back to the person who has invited you, fill up your form, and we'll see you on the other side. Remember, whatever your dream is, that is what Forever Plan is. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you got value. Over to you, Mr. Teo.
Wow, thank you so much, Ada. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to all our speakers. Doctor, are you still on this call? We have 1 or 2 questions for you to answer. And if you're a guest here and you have questions pertaining to the business segment of this evening, kindly feel free to also ask your questions on the chat section. So, Doctor, if you're still here, can you just signify so I can get out the questions so you can quickly answer for our participants? Thank you so much, Ada.
Thank you.
So if you have questions pertaining to the first segment, this last segment, please feel free to share your questions on the chat sections so that we can take your questions and get them answered. Dr. Elizabeth, if you're still on this call, can you please say a word? All right. Just to remember, kindly get back to the person that invited you to this call so that they can guide you on how you can quickly start the business. All right. Let's not forget, if you want to get the link to this training, kindly send a mail to koosagye@flpng.com. All right. So for the few questions that were asked, looks like our doctor is not currently on the call. So what you do is kindly get to whoever that has invited you to this call, or better still, if you're within a product center, kindly get to the center managers, or better still, send a mail to customercare@flpng.com, and then we'll get all your questions answered. Let's not forget, if you need the link to this training, kindly send a mail to koosagye@flpng.com. Kelechi, please, you can quickly share your email address on the platform, on the chat section, so that they can quickly send request for the link to this beautiful training. Let me start by appreciating all our speakers today. Dr. Elizabeth, thank you so much. God bless you. Our own testifier, Funibe Antolibelo, thank you so much. Adai Jiofo, thank you so much. Kelechi, please can you share your email address on the chat section so they can message directly to get the link to this very important training, all right? Or better still, you can send the request to customercare@flpng.com to also get the link to this training. I'm sending the email address on the chat section, customercare@flpng.com, and also K Osage. Okay, it's quite there on the chat section. K Sage@flpng.com. Know that we've had a very wonderful time today, and this evening is blessed. And I want to know, and I'm quite very sure that each one of us will got value for this section this evening. All right. So we will end this section now. Remember, if you have questions, you can also send your questions to customercare@flp.com, and also send also customercare@flp.com or kosage@flp.com so that we can get your questions answered. All right. With this, we have come to the end of this session. Thank you so much for being a wonderful guest. Thank you so much. Don't forget, meet whoever that shared this link with you. If you need further information on how you can get started or how you can get the products, all right? Thank you so much. Good evening, one more Africa, and God bless you. Thank you.